Hi everybody, Carmen here with Quality Sewing and Vacuum, and today is our Cyber Monday sale. There have been so many amazing deals for the holidays right now. We've had Black Friday, now we have Cyber Monday, and today we are going to take you through some of our favorite deals that are happening right now. Not only do we have quite a few different machines that are on the lowest price of the year, but we also have fabulous bundles with these different machines. Right now is really the best time to buy, and Reva and I wanted to take some time to show you some of the things that are really on special. So the outline for today is we're going to go over different machines. We're also going to talk about some different notions. I have some bundles. Just for viewing this video, if you like, comment, or share this video, you will be entered to win a Baby Lock Zest sewing machine that has a $199 value, so that's pretty cool. Plus, I will be giving away more things throughout the presentation. We have a ton of fun in store for you, and you are not going to want to miss these deals and offers that we have going for Cyber Monday. We have specials that are beyond these, meaning for different machines happening in all of our store locations and online as well. But these deals are some of the ones that we're really excited about, and they really are the lowest prices of the year. So we are going to start. Reva is going to kick it off with the fabulous Bernat B77. So Reva, tell us all about this amazing sewing and quilting machine.
Thanks, Carmen. Let's take a look at the Bernat B77. This is a really great machine. It has a lot of great high-end features that you're going to love. They're kind of the must-haves, at least they're what I consider the must-haves. So on the machine, it does have a screen that is easy to navigate. It's just a touch screen, and it's so easy to change your stitches. Just you can make them wider or make them longer just by turning the knob right there. And then some of my favorite things are the fact that it has a tie-off. It has a button that will make it stop with the needle in the down position. And you know how fabulous it is to have that feature with the needle that can stop in the down position. You do have a variable speed here, so you can adjust the rate of speed at which that you're sewing. So if you're doing something that needs a little bit more attention, you can slow the machine down. Then you also can sew with or without a foot control, because you can just push the go button if you like to. It has the presser foot lifter right here with a touch of a button, which means there's nothing to get hung up on with a left lifter in the back. It has a thread cutter, and then of course your reverse. Now, my favorite feature on this machine is in the very back, hiding behind the foot, and it is actually a feed dog for the top layers of your fabric. And you can see you can disengage it so you don't use it, or you can engage it. Now this actually has teeth right on the mechanism, so it's a feed teeth for the top layers of fabric, while the regular feed dogs are working on the bottom layers of fabric. So it brings them through evenly as you sew, even if you're working with stripes or slippery fabrics, or if you've ever been quilting and you know you cut all your pieces exactly the same length, but you get to the end and one's a little bit longer than the other one. Well, it's probably because you don't have dual feed. So this will take care of that issue. Now I'm going to show you a really cool thing about the feeding on this machine, and I have already made a little seam here, and I just sewed the seam. There's overcasting stitches on this machine, and if you want to go to your different stitches, you can simply just arrow through the different stitches. You can even go to decorative stitches just with a touch of a button. There's lots of different categories of those, but I'm just going to go back to my regular straight stitch, and like I said, you can change the length or the width of your stitch just by turning the little knob. So I've stitched this together, and then I made a beautiful top stitch using the triple straight stitch that gives you the nice bold look, just like your ready to wear jeans have. But we're going to hem this little guy. So if this was a pair of pants, you're going to need to hem it. You're going to want to stitch it. Now, as I start to stitch this, notice the machine puts the foot down for me, which is fabulous. And then we're going to go. Now, when you get to the bulky part of the seam, that's when the machine stops sewing well, or normally it does. And that's because when you get to a seam and your foot tips up, it's no longer in constant contact with the feed dogs. So that's where you get those skip stitches and the broken needles and things like that. So now with the dual feed, it's like four-wheel drive. You're just up and over all those layers of fabric. Now, you don't have to do anything different when you go on to sheer fabric, because all you're going to do is keep sewing. So it will go from thick to thin with no problem at all. And let me just go ahead and raise that foot up, and I'm going to bring this out and show you what that looks like. So you can see how it did a beautiful job sewing all that bulky fabric, but look at that sheer fabric and how nice and flat it is. Now let's take another look real quick. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to sew another seam, but I want to disengage that dual feed because now it's like any sewing machine that we've ever sewn on. And I just want to show you the difference. So when I go from the denim and onto the sheer fabrics, we're going to have a little bit of a different situation there. And just so you know, if you push your thread cutter, it does automatically knot and tie off, and it will cut the thread and then raise that presser foot for us. So take a look at the difference here. It was nice and flat of a seam when we use the dual feed, but look at how puckered that is when we don't use the dual feed. So this machine is going to make a huge difference in your sewing. Now another thing to know about it is that it does have the ability for you to use a knee lift, which will let you raise and lower the presser foot without touching the machine. It also has an accessory tray that will come off. And in here you have all your feet and everything that come with the machine. It comes with lots of different accessories, and they're just held so nicely right here in that tray. But another thing that's pretty cool is it does come with an extension table. So all we have to do is open up these little feet that are on the table. They collapse down so they're easy to store, and we're just going to pop them up, and then all we do is slide this right onto the machine. And then you have a nice extension table ready for anything that you might want to work with. So I know you're going to love the B77 from Burnett. And now we're going to go back to Carmen.
Hi, everybody. Wow, Riva, the B77 has so many amazing features. I love how the presser foot raises and lowers on its own. That's amazing. I have so many great features, sewing, quilting, but that is not all. Right now, this machine is regularly $19.99, and we have it on sale right now for Cyber Monday for $9.99. This is the lowest price of the year on this machine. Definitely the lowest price we've ever seen on it, but that is not everything. So this is just a great machine. It has so many amazing features, but it also is coming with some really nice gifts with purchase. So it's coming with this really lovely scissor set. This scissor set here is from Kai. It has 3 different sizes of scissors. You can see here right there, you have some nice shears, a couple of snips. We love the Kai scissors. So this is coming free with it. It has a $49.99 value. Pretty awesome. So I'm sure that you noticed Riva talking about all of the feet that are in this accessory tray, right? It comes with all of your basic feet, but that is not all. It's also right now coming with the B79 foot kit. And this foot kit, which you can see here, has 8 more beautiful feet in it, okay? So it is coming with the zigzag foot with the non-stick sole, the straight stitch foot, the invisible zipper foot, the open embroidery foot, the hemmer foot, the 1/4 inch foot, and a few more. These are great, super useful feet. That is all coming with it. But what's the other thing that you might need to get going? You might need some thread. So it's also coming with 18 spools of thread. This is beautiful Madeira sewing thread. And this is just a nice selection because you get most of the basic colors, but this would make a great gift for someone, or if you're looking for a travel machine, or if you have a basic machine and you're looking for a machine that does a bit more, the B77 at only $9.99 right now is an awesome deal. So next we have B77s, and hopefully I said B77. I think I said B79. This is the B77 at $9.99. Next, we have the B79. I know, all these numbers, very similar, the Yaya Han edition. And it is like the B77's big sister. It does some pretty cool stuff, and it's a Yaya Han edition. Yaya is a beautiful cosplayer. She does tons of amazing work, and she loves the Burnett B79. So Riva, can you show us what that machine can do for us?
Thanks, Carmen. I'm ready to show you another machine. This is the Burnett B79 Ya Han edition, and this is a fantastic machine. You're going to absolutely love this one. Now, you may know Ya Han. She's a famous Comic-Con costume designer, and she worked with Bernina and Burnett to create this machine to be able to handle all different types of fabrics, whether it be heavy or lightweight, and whether you want to do basic simple sewing or you want to make it extra fancy and add embellishment. So let's talk about some of the features on this machine. So it has this beautiful touch screen that is going to give us all the stitches right here at your fingertips, and you can simply scroll through the different stitches. There's buttonholes, beautiful, beautiful buttonholes. There's actually lettering, so you can add lettering onto things, and beautiful decorative stitches. But when we go back to the basic stitches, I want you to notice that if you choose a stitch, you can simply change the width. So I turn the straight stitch into a big zigzag just by turning that wheel, and also you can change the length simply by adjusting that lengthening here. And if you're doing a top stitch, you can simply change the needle position left or right and get a perfect position. Now you also have your needle up, you have a tie on, tie off stitch, you have a variable speed here, you also have your I call it the go button, but all that does is it gives you the ability to sew with or without a foot control. So if you don't want to sew with a foot control, you can just push the go button and it's going to sew all by itself. Well, you still need to guide it. And then there is the presser foot lifter. So it's going to raise that foot up for you when you're done sewing, but also that's how you raise and lower the foot. And then another one of my favorite things is the fact that it has a thread cutter. Now this thread cutter is really kind of nice, is because when you activate that thread cutter, it's also going to tie off for you, which is really, really awesome. So with the needle down, with your thread cutter and the presser foot lifter and the variable speed, those are some big hot buttons that we love about the machine. Now, another thing that's pretty cool is you probably notice it has this wonderful extension table that comes with the machine. And when you take this off, you have your regular free arm. You also get your accessory tray that can slide on right here. But the workhorse part of this machine that's really fabulous is right here in the back. We have what is called a dual feed. So this is actually a feed dog for the top layers of fabric, and it has actually has little teeth on the back there, and it gives you the ability to sew and have your top layer of fabric go through at the same rate of speed as your bottom layer of fabric. And that's really, really cool when you're working with slippery fabrics, or if you're working with piecing or doing anything like that. Now, on the seam here, I have 9 layers of denim right here, and with the dual feed on, you're going to notice you can go right up and over that without it breaking your needle or hesitating at all, and that's because that feed dog in the back acts like a 4-wheel drive. And then we're also able to go right onto sheer fabric, so whether you're doing costumes or maybe you're doing a home deck, you're going to get beautiful stitching even on the sheer fabric. So this machine is quite the powerhouse. Now, it also has a knee lift, and if you watch when I activate that, it raises and lowers that presser foot. So that means that you can not have to take your hands off the fabric while you're working with it. And if you want to go even more, it does also have the ability to do machine embroidery. And there are embroidery designs built in here that are actually designed from Ya Han, and they're designed to give beautiful home deck and embellishment to garments. So if you're a costume maker, or you like home deck, or you like a little bit of everything, this is the machine for you. Now, one thing else to know is that it does come with a set of feet and accessories that make you a total package that has just oodles of different feet. So you have everything that you could need. You even have like a non-stick foot in that actual kit that was designed and chosen by Ya Han to give you the perfect feet for every type of fabric that you're working with. And you're also going to get embroidery software, so you can edit and create your own embroidery designs all in one package. So if you want a lot of bang for your buck, and a really awesome machine, this is a machine you're going to want to consider. Okay, Carmen, back to you.
Hi, everybody. I'm back. And the beautiful, what did you think of the beautiful Burnett 79? It's pretty awesome, right? It does sewing, it does quilting, it does embroidery, and it has that large 6x10 embroidery hoop, which is just amazing. But that is not all, because, like, see, Sandy's saying, would love to have a dual feed machine. Yes, the Burnett B77 and 79, they both have that dual feed, which is a pretty amazing feature because you can sew through all layers of fabric, thick or thin, and you don't even have to change your needle. Of course you should, but the machine is just going to sew on all types of fabric without you having to struggle. So this machine, you can, it did all the things that the B77 does, and it does the stuff that Riva showed about the embroidery, but because it is a Yaya Han special edition machine, it is coming with some amazing bonus items. So first of all, it is coming with 8 feet. So all of these feet are perfect for garment construction, for costuming, a whole additional 8-foot set on top of all of the feet that come in the box with this machine, which is a lot of feet, okay? But the thing that I am most excited about is it comes with this version 9 creator software. This is Bernina's digitizing software. This is one of their digitizing softwares. This will allow you to create your own embroidery designs, to edit embroidery designs, to combine embroidery designs. You can do a lot of different things. This software by itself usually sells for $9.99. You heard me right. It normally sells for $1,000. And right now it is coming free with the Yaya Han Edition machine, as well as the beautiful foot set here that has another $80 value, and it is also coming with some beautiful embroidery thread, because I know you need embroidery thread to get going with this machine. This is the Floriani Tapestry of Curiosity set. This is regularly $59.99, and it's a beautiful set. So all of this machine has a huge value of over $3,000, and right now it is only $24.99. And there are very few other machines on the market that offer all of this for that price point. That 6x10 embroidery hoop is amazing. That is a big hoop. That gives you a ton of space. Riva showed it to you. It is pretty awesome. I agree, Kathy. I love this machine too. Pretty amazing. So, act now before the prices change, before the bundles change. Right now, it's coming with a lot of really amazing things. So we have tons more in store for you. In case, we know we're having a couple technical difficulties, so in case you were just hopping on, I thought I'd give you a brief rundown of what we're doing today. We have special offers for Cyber Monday. So right now, there are quite a few machines that have the lowest price of the year. And then we have some beautiful bundle items with each of these machines as well. There are tons of savings happening right now in store and on our website. Riva and I are going through our top picks for this holiday season of some of the things that we think are some of the best deals and best value for you, for your sewing, quilting, embroidery. We have quite a fun lineup. In a little bit, I'm also going to talk about some Notion and accessory deals. We are giving away a baby lock zest for anyone who comment, and shares this video. And I'm also going to have some other giveaways throughout the day. But I think, are you guys ready to see a really cool quilting machine? So Riva's here and she's gonna show us all about the Handy Quilter O.A.C. Take it away, Riva.
Thanks, Carmen. This is the Handy Quilter O.A.C. This has a wonderful 15-inch neck, so it can do lots of quilting, but it's perfect if you have quilts at home that need to be finished, that need the quilting done. And this is a great affordable way to start your quilting adventure. So the machine itself, like I said, is a 15-inch neck. And then the frame is the loft frame. Right here we have it set up small, but it is an 8-foot frame, or you could choose to upgrade and get a 10-foot frame if you like. So how this works, it's really simple. I want you to take a look at the screen right here. It has a beautiful display right on the screen that's going to allow you to see how many stitches per inch you have. Now, the higher you go, the smaller the stitch, and then the lower you go, the longer the stitch. So you're going to find your sweet spot and you can get it programmed just how you like it. Then you can also go in and see all different types of programs, whether you want the stitch regulation to be precise, cruise, or regulated, and then you can also do it full free motion. You can choose whether you want the needle up or needle down, whichever you choose there. So you have a host of other controls that you can choose for your machine. But the nice thing about this machine is that it's so simple to use, and it is just a joy to quilt with. So let's go ahead and we'll stitch a little bit here. So on your handlebars, you have controls. Like this is where I was, the plus sign on this handlebar is how I made the stitch tighter together, the more stitches per inch, and then there's a minus. I have a needle up, needle down on this handlebar, and this one over here, there's another button, and that is my go button. So this one, when I push it, it's going to allow me to start to sew. Now, if you notice, when I go slow, it goes slow. When I go faster, it goes faster, and that's because there's a built-in stitch regulator into the machine. So it allows me to be able to control the stitches and have the same stitch length no matter how fast or how slow you go. And that's a real plus. So that way your quilts end up looking absolutely fantastic. So again, this is the O.A.C. It is a 15-inch neck machine, which means it has a reach of a total of 15 inches. And then you have the loft frame, which is 8 feet. And if you'd like to upgrade yourself, you can get a 10-foot frame. So it doesn't take a huge amount of space, but it gives you a lot of quilting ability. Okay, Carmen, back to you.
Wow, Reva, the O.A.C. is pretty amazing. I'm standing here in front of it. Do you see how much space I have here? Like as a comparison, you can see I have the baby lock zest over here, and this is a small machine, but you can really see how much more quilting space you gain when you have a beautiful 15-inch machine. And this machine can go in a couple of different frame sizes. So it can go on the little foot frame, which is a 5-foot frame. So that doesn't take up that much space. If you are limited to space in your home, it can go on a 5-foot frame and it can fit in a lot of places. 5 feet is big, but it's not that big. And there it also, the other frame that it could come with is the loft frame, which is 8 feet. And then if you actually want a little more space, you can add on a 2-foot extension to make it 10 feet. So there's a ton of versatility on this machine, and we do have it right now at the lowest price of the year. I'm gonna grab my little papers here to show you some of the cool things that are coming free with it. So right now, this machine is only $44.95, and it is amazing. It does all of those quilting things that you might want, right? It does beautiful free motion quilting. It regulates your stitches for you. The thing about the O.A.C. is if you already have a ton of quilt tops and you have just been trying to figure out how to get them done, it is so much easier to put a quilt on a frame with all of this throw space instead of being limited to a small home machine where you're trying to jam that whole quilt in there and it's hard to manage all of that fabric. So long arm quilting machines are really lovely, very helpful. And right now, this guy, not only is it on sale at only $44.95, it's been reduced by $500 just for Cyber Monday. It's also coming with a ruler base. So what a ruler base does for you is when you put this on the machine, you can now use rulers. And what rulers do is you can draw all sorts of beautiful shapes, and the rulers will help keep it straight and perfect and make it lovely. And the ruler base comes with it, so you're going to be ready to do that. It's also coming with a laser guide kit, and this kit allows you to use with a pen, an adapter here, the pen here, to do all of the different like pantographs and to trace things. So that's coming with it as well, so you can get patterns that way. And then it's also coming with a lovely handy hammock. And what the handy hammock does for you is it hooks onto your frame and it allows for all of that quilt, right? When you have all that batting and all of that stuff, it allows for all of that to rest gently in the hammock, and it keeps it all together so that way it's not on your floor or anything. So we've built this really lovely package so that way you can just go home and get started with your beautiful O.A.C. So you know what I haven't mentioned to any of you is how do you buy these things, right? Right now we are having great deals. So if you go to qualitysewing.com or you call our 800 number or you come into any one of our 10 Puget Sound locations, we can take your orders. if you go to qualitysewing.com, there is a banner across the top that says Cyber Monday. If you click that link, everything that we are talking about here is right there on that landing page. And we have great deals, lots of different things. All of the notions that I'm going to talk about are there as well. So if you're curious about where to purchase any of these things, you can go there, or you can also call our 800 number. We have live people standing by ready to answer your questions. So you can call that 1-800-687-5175 number, and Adam or Emily, they would love to chat with you and answer your questions. You can also come into any one of our store locations or call a store location because we have great deals on all of our different sewing, quilting, and embroidery machines. These are just a couple of our highlights. Okay, so next. Should I talk about a couple notions, I think, maybe for a few minutes? We haven't talked about any notions yet, but I do have some great deals on some notions. So for instance, that beautiful Kai scissor set that we talked about before, this is a lovely set. It's coming with these nice large dressmaker scissors. I don't know if you can hear them, but the Kais have a beautiful sound because they just do a great job. They really cut through all different types of fabric, and I don't know about you, but I'm always trying to hide my scissors so people don't use them on paper and things. But this set is coming with the 8-inch dressmaker, the 5-inch, and then the 4-inch sheer as well. So it's coming with all of those. It's regularly $49.99. It's on sale for $34.99. What a steal. A great stocking stuff for a sewist. You can never have too many scissors. The other thing I have here is the FOF needle set. So I'm going through some basics here to start with because we all need more basics, and stocking stuffers for sewers and quilters, great to have some more basics. So this is a FOF needle set, and this needle set has 3 of their best selling needles. There's a universal assorted, a denim assorted, and a quilting assorted. So you get all 3 of these packs. And what I love about these FOF needles is how it also has that they're colored. So it shows me on the needle, like this one has red and green, it shows me what type of needle it is, and it shows me what size it is from that color, and it has a little color chart that it comes with. So that way when the needle's in my machine, and maybe I go do something else and I forget, I don't know about you, but I forget what needle I put in my machine when I move on to my next project, I can just pull that needle out and look at the colors and I will know what needle it is. So that is pretty slick. This package has a $23.95 value, and it's on sale right now for just $12.99, and you get all 3 of those. Awesome, beautiful. These are some of our favorite needles. And then the other thing that I have, since we are talking about long arms, is I have some beautiful long arm quilting thread here, or really for this, you can use this beautiful quilting thread on regular machines as well with a thread stand. So your machine might not be able to hold these big cones, but these big cones work great on long arm systems, and they also work great if you use a thread stand. So all of this right here is beautiful, and we have 2 different ones here. This one right here, which is the standard colors, you can see that's all of the basic neutrals, which are so helpful when you're quilting. This is beautiful Madeira Arrow quilt thread. It's not fuzzy. It sews really well on most machines. This guy is regularly $80, and it's on sale for $59.99. And then this guy, the variegated version that has all of these beautiful colors, right? This guy is on sale for $69.99, normally $100. So great deals on these. And as I promised, one of the things that we are going to be giving away for like, commenting, and sharing, so far we're giving away a zest, but we're also going to give away one of these Arrow Quilt thread sets as well to a lucky winner for like, commenting, and sharing this video. Well, we have a lot more machines and a lot more notions and fun in store for you. So next, Riva is going to, I have to check my list here. Oh yeah, she's on the Juki TL15. Check this out, high-speed quilting machine. Pretty amazing how fast this machine can sew.
Thanks a lot, Carmen. All right, this is the Juki TL15, and it is quite the powerhouse. So if you love not being limited by what you sew based on the thickness of the fabric, this is the machine you are going to love. Now, it is a straight stitch machine that is powerful. It It is a all metal chassis, and it is on an industrial style platform, so you're going to be able to sew through just about anything. I swear if I could put a cow underneath the foot, it could sew through it. So this machine is really something special. Now, even though it's a big workhorse that can do the heavy duty fabrics, it can also use simple 2 layers of quilting cotton, which a lot of heavy duty machines cannot do. Let's take a look at the machine real quick. So you're going to notice that it has a straightforward threading. It's really pretty simple to do, but it's an industrial style threading, and it does have a needle threader on it, but it also is just a straight stitch machine. So it's so easy. You just pick the length of the stitch that you want. It has a needle up, needle down function, thread cutter, and a variable speed. So you can do turtle slow or you can go rabbit fast, whichever you like. Oh, and speaking of rabbit fast, 1,500 stitches a minute, and we have the reverse right here. If you want to do free motion or quilting, simply lower the feed dogs right there. You don't have to get out any tools. Another thing that's really fabulous is the fact that it has this great little foot control. Now let me get some fabric underneath there, and I'm using the knee lift here, which will raise and lower that presser foot, which is really handy when you're working with projects. You don't want to take your hands off the fabric, especially if you're doing a tote bag or home deck. You need to hold on to it. So having that knee lift is really handy. But when you step on the foot control, of course it's going to sew, right? Of course it is. But here's the cool thing, is built into the machine right here. When you step on the back of it, it automatically cuts that thread so it's trimmed and ready to go to the next piece. Let me put the foot control back down where the foot part goes, and we're going to be able to sew. Now this is just 2 layers of quilting cotton, and it sews absolutely beautifully, but take a look at how fast. Let's go as fast as we can. 1,500 stitches a minute. I tell you, that's faster than I want to quilt. But let's talk about the machine itself and the power that it can do. Okay, I've got some vinyl here, and I'm going to let's do 6 layers of this vinyl, and let's just give this a stitch. So this is able to go through all those layers of fabric. It looks beautiful on the front and on the back. And you'll notice that there's some little holes right here. It can take attachments like binding attachments and things like that. It comes with multiple feet. And this one is actually a thicker vinyl than what I just showed you. And I have 8 layers of that here. And let's pop that underneath here and let's give that a stitch. Listen to that machine. It just purrs with that thick fabric. It does all those layers. Oh, another feature on this machine, or a benefit, is the fact that you can use the heavyweight thread that you usually use when you're doing your top stitching on upholstery and handbags. It can take that thread beautifully. So you're not going to be limited by the weight of the fabric or the weight of the thread with this machine. And it also has a presser foot pressure adjustment. So if you're working with really thick things, you can raise that foot up, or you can lower it down if you're working with sheer fabrics and things like that. So you may have a great sewing machine that's an all-around sewing machine, but this is definitely a powerhouse that if you want to not be limited by what it is that you want to sew, this is the machine you're going to want to add to your sewing room. Okay, Carmen, back to you.
Thanks, Reva. Okay, here is that beautiful Juki TL15. So one of my favorite features of this machine is how you can sew through lots of heavy duty things. We have a couple people asking questions, and yes, this would be great for bag making. Thank you, Betsy. It was exactly what I was just going to say. So this machine would be great if you want to make bags. If you're trying to do heavier duty things with leather or denim, that sort of thing, this machine is going to handle it because it's built on that industrial chassis. It sews very straight, very fast. I love sewing quickly, so I do love how fast this machine sews. Of course, you can tone it back and you don't have to sew super fast if you don't want, but the machine will handle it and it will sew through really heavy materials. A lot of people have this machine as one as an additional machine to their standard sewing machine. So they have one that's just set up when they want to do heavy duty sewing. It can also be really excellent if you want a machine just for quilting, if you want one just for like a domestic machine just for quilting or piecing because it sews quickly. And many of us like to sew fast because we just want to get it done. And I actually think I sew straighter when I sew fast. I don't know, does anyone else feel that? I think it works great. So right now, this guy is on sale for only $9.99. It's regularly $14.99. It is the lowest price of the year. And then it is also coming with that beautiful Kai scissor set. So you're getting all three of those scissors, the 8-inch, the 4-inch, and the 5-inch. Beautiful scissor set that has a $50 value. And it's coming with some of this beautiful Quilters Select quilting and sewing thread. It's a para cotton, and so it's a beautiful thread, basic colors here. This is an $80 value. And it is also coming with that, and that the cones of thread work really beautifully on this machine because you can see it has the large thread stands here, so you can easily put big cones, which is nice because if you are just busting through stuff, you can really move through that thread. So this machine right now, like I said, is only $9.99, and it's coming with that thread, with the scissor set. You might just need to treat yourself. So next, we have something that actually would work really well with this machine if you were interested. And Reva's going to talk about the Grace Cutie. And the Cutie is a great way to set up for some quilting. If you want to sort of test if maybe you might want a long arm quilting system, getting a Cutie can be a really great way for you to see, because instead of moving your fabric, you get to move the head of the machine to do your quilting. Reva is going to show you how this works momentarily. You ready, Reva?
Thanks, Carmen. If you're like me, you may have a few projects that you want to get quilted, but do you have the space for a big quilt frame? This is the Grace Cutie, and it is absolutely perfect for any space because it simply sets on a table, and when you want to put it away, it can store in a closet or under a bed. Absolutely perfect. So you take your sewing machine and you're going to pop it onto the frame. Now you're going to notice that the fabric is placed over the frame and it simply clips right into place. No need to pin anything or do any type of measuring. It just fits right there. Now it can do any size project. So maybe you have a table runner you want to do, or you want to make a scarf, or you're doing placemats, it can do that. If you're doing a California King, it can do that too, because you're simply going to clip the project on, and then when you're ready to move to the new spot, you simply undo the clips, shift the fabric, and off you go. So how it works is you're simply going to put your machine on here, and then you're going to set it up for free motion mode, and you just simply quilt to your heart's content. And there's other accessories that are available for the Cutie frame, such as stitch regulation and channel locks and all sorts of things like that. But this is the system that's going to get you quilting without having to worry about a dedicated space or a room that can accommodate a large frame. So get your quilts done by using your Cutie. Okay, Carmen, back to you.
Wow, Reva, I love how my whole quilt can be laid out there. Did you see that? Your quilt can just lay there and you get to drive the head of the machine. It's just like you have a pencil, right? I don't know about you, but I find it much harder. Like if this was my machine and I'm trying to drive my machine to draw a picture, right? This is not that intuitive, but it is very intuitive to drive the head of your machine the same way you write. It makes free motion quilting easier. It makes ruler work easier. It makes all of those things so much easier because now instead of you having to manage all of that fabric, the Cutie just lays it. You can just see here how all of that fabric is laid out before you. You can just quilt this whole section, and then when you finish that, you just forward the fabric onto the next space. If you have a really large piece of fabric, you're just going to do it in quadrants. So you would just move around, just move the fabric around and do the quilting. It's really pretty phenomenal. And then what's great about the Cutie is you can set this up and you can just put it on like a folding table or something and use it when you need it, and you can tuck it in a closet when you are not going to use it. And it is really amazing. And right now, you guys, are you ready for this? It is only $4.99. And this works with most sewing machines. What a great way to test out this type of quilting and see if it's right for you. We find that sometimes people will get a cutie and then decide they want a long arm quilting machine, but this can be a great way to test and see, are you ready for that? Does that sort of quilting, is that easier for you? Because I know I find it's so much easier when I move the head of my machine. And then right now, not only is the cutie only $4.99, which is a great deal for this guy, it's regularly $9.89. It's almost 50% off. And right now, you probably can't see my little picture. I just didn't have any here at the moment, but it's coming with the Gracie laser and it's coming with a purple rotary cutter. It really says lavender. But, you know, lavender's pretty fun. Who doesn't need a pretty rotary cutter with a little bit of color? So right now, that whole package is only $4.99, and that is a limited time, just like all of our Cyber Monday deals, right? We have great prices on all of these different products because it is Cyber Monday. And then we also have some great deals with bundles, right? Low prices, bundles, all sorts of awesome things. In a few minutes when I come back here, I'm going to talk about some more notions, but don't forget to like, comment, and share this video because right now we're giving away a Baby Lock Zest. We're giving away some thread. There are going to be some more giveaways coming soon, and we have lots more machines in store for you because Riva and I have just picked the best of. There are so many machines on sale right now for Cyber Monday. So even if we don't talk about the machine of your dreams, we have a special deal on it. So give our 1-800 number a call or give them a chat. You can pop into any one of our store locations, call any of our store locations. You can also shop all of the things that I'm talking about on our website, qualitysewing.com. And there's a Cyber Monday banner across the top that will take you to all of these things. So Riva, next we have the, let me look over there and see. It looks like next we have the Brother PR680W. That is an amazing multi-needle embroidery machine. Check it out.
Thanks, Carmen. We're having so much fun. I hope you are too. The Brother PR680W is an amazing embroidery machine. It's dedicated embroidery, but it has some features that you're going to love. So whether you're a enthusiast that loves to do embroidery and you just want to be able to use your sewing machine for sewing while a workhorse is doing your embroidery, this is your machine. And if you happen to want to start a small business, this is perfect. It doesn't take up a lot of space in your room, and so it's just amazing little workhorse. In fact, I ran 4 of these at one time for my business, so they're an awesome machine. But one of my favorite things about this machine is that it actually will change the thread colors for you. You can't get any better than that. So on this design right here, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to run the machine. So it has a safety on it, so all I have to do is say lock and go, and it's going to start stitching. Now what it's stitching is just the last little bit of the orange color, and then watch, it's going to automatically cut the thread and move to a new location, so that way it's able to change the thread for you. It's kind of like the set it and forget it of embroidery machines. I absolutely adore using this because I can do other things while my machine is running. And you don't have to sit there and babysit it. It will actually take care of all the business for you. So, okay, so that is one feature on here. But let's take a look at some other things on the screen of the machine. So the machine does come with lots of built-in designs. So you can peruse those simply by coming through and taking a look at all the designs. You can even just swipe. And that's just one set of designs. Then in here you have different designs in here, but it also takes a USB stick so you can add in your own designs, which is really cool. So if I wanted to bring in a design, let's bring in this cute little bear, and we set him, we can actually edit that by rotating him. We can change the size of him. Maybe I don't want him quite that far. You can even rotate it by 1/10 of a degree to get it perfectly where you want it. I'm going to reset it so it's nice and straight. And let's go in here and take a look at size. There's 2 different sizing options on the machine. Right now it's on resize as it is for any machine, and it will go up or down 20%. Okay. If we touch this button right here, this is fabulous because this actually redigitizes the design for you. So instead of having to go to a computer to change the total size, because the previous one we did was really just rescaling, we can actually change the size and make our design 200% of the original size or down to 60%, and it will actually change the stitch count so you don't have a big blob of thread or a design with lots of holes in it. So it does that for you, which is really awesome. You can also adjust the density if you want to. You can rotate them. You can even make a patch. If you wanted to make a bunch of these, you could fill your hoop with a bunch of bears if you want to. So we can add those, we can spread them out. So there we go. Now we can sew out a whole bunch all at one time. Okay. Other things that we can do with this machine is we can do patches and quilt labels. We can also add lettering. So let's go in here and let's grab a name. Let's say, let's do Barbara, right? And I'm going to make it a middle size because I don't need it quite that large. And we have small letters. Oh, that's not an R. Let me delete that one. Okay, so I think that's spelled right. So now we have that all set. Now let's take a look at our hoop. We're going to stitch this out, but we want to make sure it stitches out straight. So let's take a look at that real quick. I'm going to switch to a different hoop. So if you notice right here, I had it set up for the 4x4 hoop. And one thing that's really awesome about this machine is that you don't have to use any special tools to switch from one hoop to another. All I do is loosen those and extend that out, and now we're going to be able to put on our 5x7. Now on my 5x7 hoop, I have a line drawn, and let's pretend that maybe that's the pocket of a shirt, and I want to make sure it's right on that line, because sometimes you just can't hoop something perfectly straight, and there's no sense in stressing about whether you've hooped it straight. So let me get my hoop on. I'm just going to get it set in here. You want to hear that click, and I'm going to tighten it back up. So now we're going to place our Barbara right on the line. So now what we want to do is I'm going to do edit end, and there's a button right here. First of all, I want you to look. I'm going to have the camera come back to here. Do you see this crosshair? Isn't that amazing? It shows you right where the needle is going to stitch into the fabric. Absolutely fabulous. But we're going to use this for placement of our design because our Barbara is straight and our line is very crooked, and we want it to match the line. So I'm going to touch that little button right there, and I'm going to choose the bottom left-hand corner of my Barbara. Okay. Now when I say next, it asks, do you want to place the bottom part of Barbara on the line, or would you want the side on the line? Well, Barbara is longer left to right, so I'm going to use the left to right arrow. Then I just say next. Now what it wants me to do is take a look at my crosshairs, and I want to align them right on the line, and actually it almost is. So now it is. That was pretty amazing. Okay, can you see that okay? Okay, so now it's right on that line. Now, back here on the screen, I'm going to push next, and now it has moved the hoop over, and my line is way off of that. My line and my registration marks are not even, so I'm going to use the directional arrows on the keypad until my crosshairs are right on that line. And there we go. Isn't that easy? So fun. So now I just say set, and now it is ready to stitch out. So I'm going to go to embroidery, but I want it to be all one color, so I'm going to change it to all one color, touch embroidery, and then I'm going to just say lock and go. And it's going to stitch out and place the design right exactly where you want it to be. Now, you could do this with, it doesn't have to just be names, you could do this with any type of design, and it's going to get it perfectly straight for you. It's also great for lining up large designs and other things like that. And we'll let it do a couple of letters here. And this is a machine, like I said, whether you love to do quilting with your embroidery machine, which I absolutely love to do because nothing's more perfect than pushing a button. Or maybe you like to do pant legs or baby onesies and t-shirts, or maybe you want to do ball caps. This has an optional hoop for ball caps. And since it has a free arm on the machine, this can fit right on the machine and it's going to be able to do your ball caps for you. And of course, other things you can do, if you have that free arm, remember you can do things like tote bags and do all sorts of great things with a machine that has free arm. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop our design real quick. And I want to just show you how nicely it is lining up. Oops, wrong button. I want to cut. So let's see if we can get a close-up right here of how that is lining right up with our line. So whether you're an experienced hooper, hooping stresses you out, or whatever it is, it's not going to be an issue at all with this machine. So if you want to have it for business, it's also very fast because you can get a lot done without having to worry about getting things straight, because the machine will help do that for you. So this is the PR 680W, and it is a fabulous machine, and I know you will love adding it to your sewing room.
Hi everybody, Riva, that machine is amazing. The PR680 is right here next to me and it is so amazing, right? It is a multi-needle embroidery machine. So it's going to do all 6 colors and then it will stop and tell you to change the thread. If you do a design that is only 6 colors, it just does the whole thing for you. Pretty amazing. And I love that new drop light feature. That crosshair is amazing. Like you can see, I even have some letters set up here. Just like Riva did, and I just love that feature so much. You don't have to, it makes placement so much easier. Right now, there is an amazing deal on this machine, but we do have a question. Francis asked, can you sew pant legs and small openings without disassembling the garment? Yes, you can. And that is because of this beautiful free arm here. So if you, let's say if you hoop something small, partially the way these hoops work is they actually sit in the opposite way than our flatbed machines. And so it allows you to hoop it and then you put this on and then the pant leg will just hang down around this opening right here. And there are quite a few different accessory hoops that you can get. And some of them, one set is called the compact frame set. And that compact frame set will work for very small things. But part of the beauty of this machine, because of this free arm, most of our domestic embroidery machines are all flatbed, right? So you are sort of limited. You have to open up the seam of that baby onesie, open up the seam of the pant leg. But with this machine, you can do bags, onesies, pants, all sorts of things without actually having to take the seams out. There are still some instances where you have to take seams out of things, but most of the time, you do not have to do that when you have a free arm embroidery machine. And that is part of the beautiful thing about these free arm embroidery machines. Brother actually has 3 of them. They have, well, really 4 if you include the Persona. There's the Persona, there's the PR1X, which are single needles, and then you have the 6 needle, and then you have the 10 needle. But right now, we have featured the 6 needle because not only has it had a $500 price drop, okay? So not only is it the lowest price of the year, but it is also coming with so much stuff. Okay, so standard, this machine comes with these 4 hoops, right? You've got your small one here, you have a 4x4, you have your 5x7, and you have your almost 8x12, okay? It's a little shy of that. So you have all of these hoops, okay, that come with it standard, and that's what, though that comes in the box. But right now, as part of our promotion, it is also coming with the cap frame, okay, and driver. So this allows you to embroider on hats. Super cool. That is coming with it. It is also coming with via mail-in rebate, and I don't have them here to show you, but it's coming with the clamp frame L and the clamp frame M. And those clamp frames sort of work like this, as you might imagine, and it makes it really easy to embroider table runners, embroider anything where you're sort of embroidering you're going on and on for something that's longer and you want to embroider here and then here and then here, those clamp frames can work great for that. There's other great uses for clamp frames. It makes it just a little bit easier to hoop because it just works like a clamp instead of hoops that come in and out. So those are coming right now from Brother via mail and rebate. And the other thing that we are including is this beautiful stand. So you really go home with a complete package. You have the machine, which is amazing, right? All 6 of those needles can do embroidery so fast. It's really mind-blowing, right? And you're going to get the cap frame. You're going to get that stand. You are also going to get those 2 clamp frames direct from Brother, and you're going to get a jerky hoop set. So all of this whole package right now, regularly, this would be over $15,000 in value. And right now, it's all on sale for $10,999. You heard me right. This is the lowest price we have ever had on the Brother 680W. Pretty phenomenal. The other thing that is great about this machine is if you've been thinking about maybe starting an embroidery business, we have many customers who have these multi-needle free arm embroidery machines with those cap drivers, and they run a small business. And pretty quickly, that business pays for the machine. So that is another thing to consider. I know lots of you have side hustles out there, and this is the ultimate side hustle machine. So right now, just for Cyber Monday, we have this beautiful package, and we have plus there is 0% no interest financing. Good thing my team is helping me out here with the prompters on the screen there, the screen that I can see, so I can tell if you guys are asking questions. So if you do have more questions, ask them, and my team will throw them up so I can try to answer them real time for you. So we have a ton. We are about halfway through maybe. We have quite a few more machines. Oh, and hey, a great question from JP. Can you do top stitching on a quilt on it? Yes, you can. You can definitely embroider as your quilting method and do that all over your whole quilt. Riva one time made me a beautiful quilt when my son was born. This was many years ago for those of you who know me, because my son is now 17. But it was embroidered all over the top. And you can definitely do that because that was the embroidery was how it was quilted together. And so you can for sure do that with a multi-needle machine. And as you can imagine, when you have a bigger hoop like this one, you can get a lot of quilting done all in a go. And the great thing about quilting is it's one color. So it's going to go do all of it and then stop. And then you would just hoop onto the next section, do all of it, and then stop. Can you do freehand quilting with this type of machine? No, this machine does not really do freehand quilting. This is going to do embroidery designs. It is a dedicated embroidery machine, so it is going to do embroidery. Now, if you have more questions about this machine or any of the other machines that have that free arm, you can call our 800 number. You can chat our team. We have live people waiting to answer your questions. You can call any one of your local Puget Sound. We have 10 stores in the Puget Sound, Western Washington area. If you live locally, please pop into a store, give your local store a call. And you can also peruse all of this on our website. So next, we have another machine that Riva is going to show us here. Another beautiful Brother. Riva, take it away. Let's see what you got.
Thanks again, Carmen. So now let's look at the Brother Airflow 3000. This is an air threading serger. Now, one thing that I really love about Brother products is that they put the threading paths right on the machine, and this is no different. So you can see exactly how to thread the machine without even having to get your book out. Now, let's talk about the threading for a minute. This has air threading, which means that you don't have to fish through here and try to get your thread to go from one place to another, because the machine is going to do it for you. I'm just going to cut that thread right there, and let me raise the presser foot. And you notice the lifter is all the way over here on the right hand side, which puts it in a really great spot because it's easy to access. But now we want to rethread that machine. So all I'm going to do is flip the lever down into threading mode, and then as I rotate the handle toward me, you're going to hear a click, and that's the little tubes closing that will create a tunnel that the air will allow the thread to pass right through. Now I'm just going to pop this little guy in the hole that says U for upper looper, push this button, and then bam, oops. and then bam, out the opposite side it comes, and this machine is threaded and ready to go. So now to sew, all we're going to do is pop our fabric in there, and we're going to go to town. And right away, it's making an absolute beautiful stitch. And so it cut the seam, extra seam allowance off, and it does an overcasting stitch, sews that seam all in one pass. Now, if you like working with knits, here's just a plain piece of knit, and actually I'll double it so it's a little bit thicker, and I'm going to pop this underneath there. Sergers are great for working with knits, and there's so many knits around right now, but the nice thing is that you can create a really nice stretchy seam that you can use on performance wear, on necklines, on all sorts of things, and it won't pop those stitches. Then also this machine has what is called differential feed. It allows you to create an environment with the feeding of the feed dogs where it's going to keep your fabric laying flat, because there's two sets of feed dogs, one in the front and one in the back. So if we rotate it all the way down, it's going to actually stretch that fabric and create a lettuce edge. And if you rotate it all the way up, it's going to actually feed in faster than it goes out the back side. So then you can create a lovely gathered piece. So easy, easy, easy to make miles and miles of ruffles. All right, now there are accessory feet for this machine, so you can even get a ruffler foot that will give you even more gathers. So this machine is lots of fun. Now, another thing that you're going to find on here is you do have a little dial here that will let you accommodate thicker fabrics, like maybe you're working with polar fleece, so you can adjust the pressure on the presser foot. So this machine has the ability to do rolled hems. It can do your 3-thread or 4-thread stretch stitches. It will cut the extra seam allowance off at the same time as it sews, and it has an air threader. Oh, and one thing I didn't mention, it even has a needle threader, so you can automatically thread the needle too. That's something that's unheard of on a serger. So the Brother Airflow 3000 probably has everything that you need. Okay, Carmen, back to you.
Thanks, Reva. Wow, air threading serging is amazing. How many of you remember when sergers first came out? Or just you had a serger 20 years ago and it was like you had to get on your head to thread it. I mean, you got in there, you were like just down, you really couldn't see that lower looper at all, and it was really hard. Here, we have someone commenting, I hate threading my serger. This would make it so much easier. Yes, it would. Air threading is amazing. It really makes serging easier because sometimes sergers are intimidating because the threading is hard, so we don't use them enough. But I've always sort of equated a serger as like my microwave to my oven, right? You can do so many things on a serger so much faster than you can do them on a sewing machine. And that's because a serger is going to trim your edge and finish your seam at the same time. So it's not a two-step process if you're working on knits. It's great for garment construction, great for knits, great for polar fleece, so many amazing things. And you can do that all on the serger. And you can I even know people who quilt with their sergers, and they piece with the serging, because if you are making a quilt for children, they tend to be a little hard on things. I don't know if that has ever happened to you, that kids really use stuff and they have to be washed a lot. And so piecing a quilt on your serger, you now have 4 threads in there instead of just those 2 threads, right, that you would normally have when you are doing normal piecing. And it really makes a very sturdy quilt that is great when you're going to put a lot of wear and tear on a quilt that a child is going to use a lot, particularly when it becomes their favorite, right? Those are the blankets that we have to wash a lot. So anyway, this guy is on sale right now. It's normal sale price. So normally it's like $19.99. Sale price is $14.99. And right now it is only $9.99. Okay, and you get a beautiful air threading serger by Brother, super easy to use. And right now there's even more. It is also coming with 4 spools of lovely serging thread in some real basic colors. So it's coming with those. And from Brother via mail-in rebate, it is also coming with an extension table, okay? So then you would have all of this beautiful work surface. So there are so many different machines that we have. I am gonna kick it back over to Riva because Riva has a couple more Brother machines she wants to talk about. And the next one here is one of my favorites, the 1700E.
Now, let's have even more fun. This is the Brother Innovus NQ1700E. Now this is a special machine. It is a dedicated embroidery machine, and that means it doesn't sew a stitch. It embroiders everything, which is so much fun. Now you may have a sewing machine that you love, or maybe an embroidery machine and sewing machine combo that you love, but you want to get more done, or maybe you just want to add embroidery to your sewing room. This is the machine that is going to fit the bill for you. Now, the first thing I want to tell you about is the fact that it is Wi-Fi capable. So what that means is that you're able to send designs to your machine wirelessly. In fact, Brother has an app called the Art Spirit app that it's free. You just put it on your phone, and then you can peruse different projects, and the projects have all the step-by-step information on how to create the project, and you can even send the designs right from the app to your machine because it's Wi-Fi capable, and it will talk to the app. Every week they add more projects, and there's a whole host of embroidery designs that are free for you to send to your machine. So that's lots of fun. Now, if you haven't done machine embroidery before, there's all different things that you can do with it. You can do quilt labels, you can do garments, home deck, or fun repurposing. If you have a machine or a design that has lots of colors and you add them together, the machine can actually sort those colors, so that way you're not having to unthread and rethread the machine. It actually will put all the same colors together, which is really fabulous. Another thing that's really cool about the machine is that it has the ability to do a 6 by 10 inch hoop. So big, so awesome. You're gonna have so much fun using this. You can even quilt with this embroidery machine, which is really fun, which means you can get an embroidery design that has the perfect feathers, and you can stitch it out perfect every single time. Now, other things that you're going to be able to do with the machine are some fun little things like this. This is a cute little ready-made or a purchased little set, and we added the embroidery onto it. Is that not so cute? And put the little pocket on there. Isn't that cute? It's perfect for your little cupcake. And then we also have some cute holiday things. So whether you want to do holiday or Christmas, you know what Christmas is holiday, but holiday or birthday or home deck, this machine's going to do it for you. Now let's take a quick look at the interface with the machine. It has an easy to use, full color touch screen, which makes it really, really simple to use. There are designs that are built in, like your basic everyday, and there's things like Easter and birthdays and all sorts of things that are in there. There's even Valentine's. Then you also have buttonholes. Yes, you can do buttonholes in the hoop, so they're absolutely perfect for that home deck project, or if you're making a garment. And then also there's even embellishments for those. Now let's go back again because I want you to see this. There's alphabets and frames, so you can do beautiful quilt labels. There's even these beautiful designs in here, 14 pages of designs there. But in your alphabets, next to it, you have this beautiful monogram alphabets. There's two different styles, and they are large. So let's choose that A. We're going to say set, and let's take a look at the size. It's 7 inches by 7 inches. You can change the size a little bit if you want to. You can even rotate it if you'd like. And you can even mirror image, which I don't recommend for letters, but you could do it. And then when you want to change the color, you can even come in here and choose a custom color for your embroidery, so you're ready to go, and it's gonna know exactly what you want to do. If that were not enough, you have needle down, you have a thread cutter right on the machine, and you also have an automatic needle threader. So this machine is so easy to use, but it's going to open up so many possibilities for your sewing by giving you the creative ability to add embroidery and all sorts of fun things to your next project. Okay, Carmen, back to you.
Thanks, Riva. The 1700E is such a beautiful dedicated embroidery machine. I think my favorite thing, and you've sort of heard this theme throughout today, is we keep picking embroidery machines that have big hoops. So this is a 6x10 hoop, and 6x10 is really the best. I mean, you can obviously have a bigger hoop, which is even better. But right now, if you're using an embroidery machine with a 4x4 hoop, you know how limiting that is. You can only do a 4x4 area. This is much larger. 6x10 really gives you the space to do large embroideries, whether that be on garments, on quilts, on towels, any of those different things that you might want to embroider. The 6x10 hoop is really amazing. And then Brother makes it so easy. They are some of the easiest machines to use. They have the beautiful touch screens that you can easily just flip around to grab the different designs. So easy to use. You just set it, it embroiders, it pauses when you are done with the color and moves on. This would be a great additional machine if you're looking for one for your room. It's just an awesome machine right now. So let's talk about what it is coming with, because not only is there a great price on this machine, but also it is coming with some cool stuff. So it's coming with the BES Blue. BES Blue is a software that is great for the starter, and it could be great for anybody, but you can resize designs, you can merge designs, you can do different things with fonts inside this software, and you put this on your computer, really lovely. That comes with it for free right now. It's also coming with the beautiful Disney thread set. So all of those beautiful colors. This is beautiful Simplicity thread by Brother. And these are just really gorgeous, vibrant colors in beautiful embroidery thread. And of course, it is coming with I already have one here on the bed of the machine. This quality sewing USB stick. I love this little USB stick because it's shaped like a sewing machine. I don't know if you can see it there. And then this part just pulls off. And then you have the little USB that goes into the side of your machine because, of course, the machine, you can just transfer designs via USB, but it looks like a little sewing machine. I love this little guy, which is really fun and lovely. So right now, this machine, the 1700E, is normally over $2,500, and its normal sale price is $19.99. But right now for Cyber Monday, it has been lowered to $17.99. So it's had a $200 price drop, plus it's coming with all of those added value items. So if you've been thinking about a dedicated embroidery machine with a 6x10 hoop, you get a lot of value in this machine, and it just sews really, really well. And of course, we do have no interest financing. If you're interested in any of the machines that we've been talking about, please call our 800 number. Come into one of our Western Washington store locations. We do have 10 locations in Western Washington. You can chat us. You can come into a store. You can call a store. You can call the 800 number. You can also peruse all of these things online, and all of these offers only go until the end of the day, Tuesday the 28th. These are very limited. Today is the 27th, Monday the 27th, Cyber Monday, and tomorrow is Tuesday the 28th, and these are just 2 days. So all of these specials will end tomorrow night at midnight. So please be aware of that. We have a lot of great deals happening because of Cyber Monday, where you get this awesome great price on the machine, plus a whole bunch of bonus items. So we also have some great deals on some different notions. So let me just tell you about a couple of them. First off here, that little USB. This little USB guy is super fun. He is normally $19.99. We have him on sale right now for $7.99. How cute, great stocking stuffer. And I didn't mention this earlier when I was talking about it, but it is a 4 gigabyte USB. So it's perfect for our sewing machines. Sometimes our sewing machines have a hard time with those 16, 36, those really large USB sticks. So the ones on our website, we sell a 2 gigabyte and we sell a 4 gigabyte because they work on all the embroidery machines, and that is still a ton of embroidery designs. So, and this one is just cute. So this guy's on sale for $7.99. Oops, I'm throwing it on the ground. Yes, it won't get lost in your drawer, exactly. The other thing we have is we have a great deal on the Floriani, this Floriani 30 spool thread set. This is over $190 worth of thread, okay? You get 30 beautiful colors. If you're not familiar with Floriani thread, it is one of our favorite embroidery threads because it is beautiful. The colors are gorgeous. It sews really well on all of the different machines. And right now, this is only $79.99 for all of these beautiful colors. I love this thread set because it gives you a nice selection. You get some pinks and purples, greens, Oranges, reds, blues, some neutrals, a little bit of everything. A great one to add to your collection, or if you're just getting started, it is so nice to have all of the different color crayons when you're doing embroidery, and that is really what your thread is. And so like I said, this guy is on sale for $79.99 right now. And then I have one more I'll grab here to talk about. This is a Floriani. It's called Floriani's Educator's Favorite Tool Set because there are a lot of beautiful different tools in here for embroidery. You have some really nice fussy cutting little scissors that have a really nice point. So if you're doing applique or if you're trimming, you have some nice little snips here. There is a stiletto. There is a one of those really professional style seam rippers. So you can see the blade is actually in here. You take the blade out and you put the blade on here, and it's very, it does a really beautiful job for seam ripping. These are some beautiful little snips that have a hook on the end, which is also helpful for trimming. So this guy has a value of $139, and this whole set is on sale for $59.99. Also would make a really nice gift for somebody, and these are beautiful different embroidery things. And I am also going to be giving away, if you like, comment, or share, we are going to give away one of these Floriani scissor sets as well. So right now we're giving away 3 different things. If you like, comment, or share, we're giving away this Zest sewing machine, we're giving away this beautiful arrow quilt thread set, and we're giving away one of these beautiful Floriani educator tool sets, which is lovely. And then, like I said, everything is on sale right now for Cyber Monday and Black Friday and the holidays. So even if we're not talking about a machine you have been thinking about, please give our 800 number a call. Come into one of our store locations. We do have specials on all of our different machines. Reva and I have just picked some of our favorites that have amazing price drops, and we have great bundles with them. So let's see what Reva has in store for us next. We have another brother machine that might be the one for you or for a friend.
Thanks, Carmen. Let's take a look at the Brother NS80. This is a fantastic machine. It's a machine that has been so popular. It has a metal chassis, so it's really a nice quality machine. It's heavy duty. It does have a carry handle on it. It's lightweight enough to be able to take it to retreats and to, if you have to put it in a cupboard and then take it out when you're working with it, you can do that. But it's heavy enough, since it is a metal chassis, that it's going to give you quality stitches and you're going to absolutely love it. Now, there are some really fantastic things on this machine, but I want to show you something that's extra special, and that is you don't have to remember things when you haven't used the machine for a while. So let's talk about threading for a second. If you take a look at the top of the machine, it actually shows you right here on the top of the machine how to wind a bobbin and how to thread. All the threading for the machine is actually right here on the face of the machine, and you have more details right here on the bed of the machine, and so that stays there so you can always refer to it, which is really awesome. Now, another thing that's really cool about the machine that you're gonna absolutely love is the fact that we have things like needle down. You have a reinforcement or a tie-off stitch right here, so you push a button and there it goes. You have a reverse, which is always handy, and of course you can sew with or without the foot control, and we have a variable speed. Now, let's see a very impressive thing that you're going to absolutely love, and that is the built-in needle threader. I have the machine threaded all the way to the needle, and then right here there is a set of little paths that you go into. And actually, let me back up for a second. Everything is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is right here, and 7 is just right there, and then 8 is the thread cutter on the side. Now take a look at this. I just push that button and the needle is threaded and you're ready to sew and get your project started. So now let's take a look at the interface of the machine. So as we look at the machine, it's really, really simple to use because you have all your stitches laid out right here. In fact, there's 80 different stitches on this machine. You're going to find decorative stitches. You're going to find your standard sewing stitches, but then you're going to find specialty stitches that are made for working with stretch fabrics, for overcasting your edges. There's beautiful buttonholes, including keyhole buttonholes. And you have quilting stitches right in the machine, including a stipple one. So to choose a stitch, all you have to do is turn this little wheel and it will navigate through the stitches. So if I want to do number 7, it's a zigzag, I can come back to 7. It tells me what foot to use. It tells me right here what the length of the stitch is and what the width of the stitch is. So I can increase that up to whatever width I want it to be. I can make it really tight if I want to do a satin stitch. You also can ask it to put a tie off at the beginning of your stitch. And you can also tell it you're working with a twin needle. So this machine is so easy to navigate, to interface. It's really your friend in your sewing room. You're going to be able to work with your machine and get just the stitch that you want, whether you're working with regular woven fabrics, because maybe you're quilting, you're piecing, or you're working with knit fabrics and you need something that has stretch. So this machine is going to do everything that you want it to do, including those decorative stitches. So I think you're going to love it. Hey Carmen, what's next?
Thanks, Reva. I love how portable this machine is. It's so easy to carry around and take with you places. This machine would be great for an RV. It would be great as a starter machine. If you have somebody in your life who is just getting started, this is one of my favorite starter machines. Or even maybe you have a friend that's had a sewing machine in her closet for 20 years and she's trying to get started again and wants to do just a couple of things. These new machines are so much easier to use than our machines from 20 or 30 years ago. The threading is amazing with that awesome needle threader. So easy to navigate. And plus it just sews on all the different types of fabrics without you having to worry about it. So, a machine like this is also similar to what I started my daughter on when she learned to sew. And it is just a great machine for lots of different things because it is easy to use and could be great to travel with, or it could be great as a starter machine. And right now, this machine is regularly $6.99, and right now it is on sale for only $4.99. You heard me right, only $4.99, and you get all of those features that Reva talked about. Plus, right now, it is coming with that beautiful scissor set. So everybody needs scissors when they get started, or you just need it because it's nice to have extra ones, right? And these are those beautiful kites. You probably can't hear it, but it makes a beautiful noise because they just are beautiful scissors. And this comes with that 8-inch, it comes with the 5-inch and the 4-inch, a really great starter set that has a $59 value, and that is coming free with the Brother NS80. So if you want a little bit more machine that does a little more than this guy, Reva is going to tell you about the Brother PS500, and let's see what you think.
Thanks, Carmen. This is the Brother Innovis PS500. Now, if you're acquainted with the Innovis brand or line of products from Brother, you'll know that this is their higher quality machines. So the PS500 is really pretty awesome. So let's take a look at it. The machine has an easy to use interface right here. Our most used stitches are right here. So all you have to do if you want to do a zigzag is touch zigzag and it automatically chooses that stitch for you. It also tells you what foot to use, and it will tell you right here on the display the width and the length of the stitch. And to change that, you just touch the buttons right underneath it. It could not be more simple. Now, if we open the lid, you're going to see that there's 80 different stitches on this machine, and they're broken up into categories. So the first one are our sewing stitches, and in here you're going to find all the basic stitches that we have here, plus more. So you have your straight stitches and your zigzags, and you have blind hems and buttonholes, but you're also going to find that you have stretch stitches. And today's fabrics have a lot of products in them that require the ability for the fabric to be able to stretch. And so there are stitches that are in here that are made just for that. There's also quilting stitches, even a stippling stitch, and the most beautiful one-step buttonholes, including a keyhole buttonhole and you have a sew-on button stitch. Then you do have a few decorative stitches if you want to add some pizzazz to a quilting project or another home deck project, whatever you may want to do. And then you also have a full alphabet, so you can create quilt labels or put special messages on ribbon or whatever you may want to do. Now the machine is easy to thread, and it even has the threading diagram right on the machine, and even for the bobbin winder. Oh, and that bobbin winder is a separate motor, which means you're not going to tax your machine with something mundane like winding a bobbin. But let's take a look at how then we thread the machine. So I've threaded just following the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now when we get down here to 5, then we go to 6, which is a clip right above the needle, and then we go to 7, and then the 8 is a thread cutter right back on the side. Now let's put the foot down, and I want to show you how easy this machine is to thread. So just by pushing this lever right here, bam, it's threaded, ready to go. It could not get more simple. Now on the front of the machine for sewing, you're going to see that you have a variable speed control, so you can adjust this to whatever your comfort level is for the project that you're working on. There's a thread cutter. There's a needle down function. There's also a tie off or fix function. Of course, your reverse. And then you have the start stitching button here, which means you can sew with or without a foot control. I'm going to go back to my basic straight stitch right there, and I just want to show you how that needle down function works. So let's just pop our fabric underneath here, and we're going to start stitching. And when we want to stop, and we want to stop with the needle down, it's there ready to go, and we can simply raise the presser foot and pivot our fabric or readjust our fabric so that way it is in the perfect spot for where we want to sew. And if we turn it up all the way, look at how fast it stitches. When we're done, we can cut the thread and then simply take our fabric out. It's so smooth and quiet. It has beautiful lighting on it, and it has a drop-in bobbin. This is so easy to access. There's a little lever there that you can push, and the little door comes off, and then your bobbin just pops right out. Now the little window here is clear, so you can see how much thread you have left on your bobbin, and when you want to put it back in, we're just going to pop it in, and then it will show you right on the bed of the machine where to go with that thread, and there's even a thread cutter built in. The machine is very solid. There is a handle so you can take it with you if you're going to move it from room to room, or you're going to go on a retreat or go to a sewing class. But it is an all metal chassis, so it is nice and heavy. You can also use the free arm here. So if we take this off, you can get in here with your pant legs, cuffs, other things like that. Or if you're sewing a little tote bag, you can get in there and do that. So this machine has the power to sew all the types of things that you want to sew, and also give you the ability to work with all the different types of fabrics. And it has my favorite features like the needle down and the thread cutter. Oh, and don't forget that needle threader. It's the best thing ever. And this is the Brother PS 500. Okay, Carmen, back to you.
Thanks, Reva. So I did put the PS500 out here next to that NS80 just so you could see the size difference, because that is one of those features that is nice. This machine has the 8 inches here, which gives you a little bit more space when you're working compared to the NS80. Both amazing machines, but I thought it'd be nice to sort of put them side by side so you could sort of compare them if you're thinking about a great travel machine or a starter machine, or maybe you haven't sewn in a while. Or you're just getting started. Either way, and you're just looking for a great overall machine. The PS500 is pretty awesome. So many great features. I love the needle threader. I know I can't say that enough, but once you have a needle threader, you just can't go back. You have to have a needle threader every time because it's just so easy. That, the needle up, needle down, automatic tie off. These are just features that, you know, I use every day when I sew, and those are my favorite features in machines. So right now, this PS500 is on sale. It is normally over $1,000, and its normal sale price is $799, and right now it is only $699, which is an awesome deal for so much machine. Plus, it's coming with this great scissor set. So you get that beautiful scissor set, that 8-inch, and the 4-inch and the 5-inch scissor, and it's coming with this lovely 18 spool thread set, so you have a nice starter set of all of the basic colors you might need for lots of different sewing projects. So you really have a very nice package. You know, this is over $100 of free items that are coming with the machine right now just for Cyber Monday and the holidays. We have great deals happening on so many different machines here. Right now, we're just talking about some of our favorites that have a low price and a bundle. And yes, you can drop the feed dogs on this machine for sure. You can definitely drop your feed dogs. Okay, now I also want to talk about a couple more notions. Hopefully you're liking notions. I am, during the next time I come on, I will be giving away for people who are watching live, I'm going to have a couple of freebies, so I'll call out some names. So don't go get your cup of coffee right now. Wait until I come back. Then get your cup of coffee and pop out, because I am, for people who are watching live, I'm going to announce a couple of winners. So first, though, I wanted to talk about some different Notion items that I have, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about Quilter Select. So Quilter Select is my absolute favorite mat, rotary cutter, and ruler company. And the reason for that is they've all been designed by Alex Anderson, who is an actual quilter. So she has made them do all of the things we need them to do. They really are the best mats, rulers, and rotary cutters on the market, in my opinion. And part of what I love about them is that their mats and rulers work together, meaning that all of the markings line up. Okay, so that helps for making sure you are cutting straight if all of the markings are the same. Second, all of their rulers have this beautiful anti-slip on the back, so when you are cutting, that ruler is not slipping and sliding a whole bunch. Also, really amazing. Right now, I do have this pink one in my hand that we have a special purchase on. It's the 6x6 pink ruler, and this ruler is super duper lovely, and we have a special price on it right now. Regularly, I believe it's $21.99. It might be $23.99, one of those two things. And right now, we have it on sale for only $14.99, and it's pink, which is really fun. So great deal on that. And then I thought it would be fun to pair it up with a small mat. So there is the 9x12 mat that is on sale right now. And then there is also, which would be really fun, to pair it up with the pink mat here, because you could do the pink mat and the pink ruler. This is a really fun mat. And this mat, I think I want to say it's like 20, maybe it's 18x18, something like that. It's a little bit smaller, or 14, that's what it is. It's 14x14. If I look at the measurements on here, it will even tell me. Funny how that works. It's 14x14, and then this is a 6x6, but really fun. Great to have a smaller mat and ruler to travel with you for classes. Or what I always love to do is I like to have one of these right next to my sewing area, so when I'm piecing, I can actually turn and cut very quickly, because a lot of times, you know, I just have some little thing I need to cut with my rotary cutter, and I can turn and do that quickly and not go to my actual cutting table. And then finally, the thing I do want to talk, in case you are not familiar with their rotary cutters, these are amazing. Their rotary cutters are the best because they have a little bit of weight to them. So when you're using it, it just does all the work for you. You just unlock it, and then you just push it down and the blade comes out, and you tap to lock it. Super easy to use. They have it in a 45mm size and a 60mm size. And we do have the 45mm size on sale right now for $44.99. They're normally $66.99, so that is a great deal. And all of the Quilter Select items are on sale on the website, but a couple of these, I do have some special discounts just for Cyber Monday. So great products. For any of the things that I've talked about, feel free to check out the website. We have them all there. We also have lots of other things on sale, lots of different notions, accessories, machines. We are still going to talk about some more machines. A couple of you asked, yes, Baby Lock is coming. We will be talking about the Baby Lock machines. We've sort of just been working brand by brand, and we still have quite a few more to talk about, because like I have said a couple of times, we have some really great low prices, and then we have some great bundles, and Reva and I have just picked some of our favorites, but all of our machines are on sale right now for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, sort of the culmination of all of these really amazing deals. So Reva, tell us about this next Baby Lock you have.
Thanks, Carmen. We have some more serger fun. This is the Baby Lock Acclaim, and it is a fabulous air threading serger with so many well, bells and whistles and perks that you're going to absolutely love. Now, as a review, if you are not acquainted with a serger will cut and clean finish your edges of your seams for a professional finish. So for example, if you take a look at this little inside of this dress right here, we have this lovely little clean finished area where there's no fraying of the fabric and the seams are neatly done. And that's what your serger does for you. Now on this machine, it has automatic air threading, and I'm going to show you that in a little bit. But let's just show you real quick how a serger works. So now a serger, you normally are going to thread, I can't get my hands on my fabric there. You're going to thread in a specific order, but with this machine you don't have to thread it in any specific order to get a beautiful stitch. So let me show you what that stitch looks like. It's just so lovely. It trimmed off the extra seam allowance that you don't need, and then it creates that beautiful stitch. Now what happens if you break a thread? So let's go ahead and trim our upper looper here. And that's just as if you had broken a thread. It's going to stop sewing, but what I'm going to do, instead of having to unthread the entire machine, all we have to do is tell the machine that we want to thread. And then I'm going to rotate the hand wheel toward me until these little tunnels close. Now I'm going to take my thread, make sure I have enough thread to get from here to there, and put the end right down into that little tunnel or the little hole that says U, which stands for upper. And I'm going to push this button, and you're going to see that thread shoot right out here, right on top of my fabric. And now let's go back to serging, and I'm going to close my doors because this has a safety feature that if your doors are open, it won't sew. But then you can start sewing, and it picks up the thread right away. So if you take a look at this, here's where I cut the thread, but look, it picked up the thread right away and started stitching again. That is so awesome. Now, while we're here, let's take a look at another thing. This little section right here is your differential feed, which means it has the ability to feed your fabric at different rates of speed. And let's go back and take a look at this right here. If you take a look under the foot, I don't know if you can see that, but there's actually two sets of feed dogs, and you can adjust how they work with each other. So on our little guy here, neutral means they're both working together. If I push it up to the top, it's going to feed in faster than it goes out. If we go down to the bottom, it's going to feed in slower than it pushes out. So down here, I could get a wavy edge or a lettuce edge. Up here, we can actually gather. And depending on your fabric, you may adjust it anywhere in between to make sure your seams are laying flat. But I'm going to go ahead and I have it up on where it's going to gather, that it's feeding in faster than it's going out the back. So I'm going to put my layers of fabric together. I have my longer one on the bottom, and oh, did you notice I have my presser foot lifter in the front? So there's nothing to get your hands all tangled in the back. This is brilliant. And we have more space here to the right of the needle. So if you're working with bulky fabrics or other things, it works really well. And then it also has this beautiful lighting, which I'm sure that you noticed. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch that on. Now, there's also gathering feet that you can get if you really want to make a nice gather. But look at that, even with just the standard foot on, just by changing the differential feed, we get a whole different look. Now, so one other thing that's really awesome on this machine is that it has a needle threader. So I'm going to go ahead and put my needles in the highest position, and let's go ahead and cut this thread because I want you to see how awesome this is. So I'm going to cut my thread, and because you're going to change colors of thread. How many of you have a serger and you never changed the thread because it was too hard? This one is not like that. It's so easy. Okay, I have my thread right here. I have an empty needle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the machine that I need to thread just like we had done a minute ago, and I locked those tubes into place. Now I'm going to push this lever right down, and let me rotate that a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And this mechanism comes down, and the yellow portion there, it has the bottoms of the air tubes that will draw the thread back through the eye of the needle. So I'm going to turn it on and aim for the yellow part. And then we're going to raise that up, and the needle is threaded. Look at that. Not only does it air thread the loopers, but it air threads the needles too. Okay, so now we're going to get back to serging, and I want to tell you about another fun thing, and that is this area right here. We have two sections. One is the wave and one is the overlock, and I have it on overlock now. That's your normal sewing. If you want to do the wave stitch, you simply flip that lever up, and then you're going to refer to your threading chart, and you can get what is called a wave stitch. And that's what's done right here on the edge, where the serger will automatically alternate between two different colors of thread, giving that beautiful wave stitch. Now, while we're up here, I'm sure you noticed that there's no tension dials on this machine. The machine actually has a thread delivery system that automatically will set the tensions for you, so you don't have to worry. So this is a wonderful machine. Another thing that I really love about it, I don't know about you, but I love boxes and cubbies and office supplies. It's one of my favorite things. This machine has a built-in little storage area right here where you can keep your tools and everything very, very handy. There's even a magnet right here, so you can, when you take out a needle because you are going to a different stitch that maybe only uses 2 threads, you can put your needles right there, and they're ready and waiting for you the next time that you need them. So you're going to absolutely love the Acclaim by Baby Lock. It has the air threading loopers, it has the air threading needles, and it has everything that your heart's going to desire. So you treat yourself and get yourself an Acclaim. Okay, Carmen, what's next?
Thanks, Reva. Wow, the Acclaim does so much, and I love the larger body style of the Acclaim. It gives you so much work surface. Like, look at this. It's such a beautiful machine. So easy to use. We talked earlier about air threading, but Baby Lock they've really been on the forefront of air threading sergers for a long time, and you can't go wrong with a Baby Lock air threading serger. Over the next couple of minutes here, we're going to talk about a couple of different air thread sergers. There are actually 3 of them from Baby Lock that are on special sale right now, and we're going to talk about each of them. So the first one is the one we just talked about, which is the Baby Lock Acclaim here. It does the 2, 3, 4 thread over edge. Really beautiful machine, has the nice large body style. This guy was regularly $29.99, and it's on sale right now for only $19.99. Yes, you heard me right. It is only $19.99, but that is not all. Why do you think I have the Zest on the table? Because the Zest is coming free with the Acclaim right now. So you get a free Zest, which is a great starter machine, with the Acclaim. Okay, so you get that, but that is not everything. You also are going to get the beautiful Accolade Inspiration Guide. Baby Lock sergers come with, most of them come with a beautiful inspiration guide, and this gives you lots of different tips and techniques and different ways to use your serger, and has some great, it just tells you step by step what to do, which is really lovely because that way you are set up to be successful. So that is coming with it. 4 spools of serger thread, some neutral colors here, will be coming with it as well. And then finally, it is also coming with the lovely Baby Lock serger toolkit. And you can see here it has a lot of nice different tools in it. It opens up here, and you can see them all in here. It has some really nice little snips that have a very good point, which is helpful when you're trying to get in there and cut something. It comes with the double-eyed needles, which are so helpful when you're trying to hide those tails when you're serging. It comes with okay, everybody, what does it look like? It reminds me of like a dental tool, but actually it's a fabric control tool. So it's great if you're trying to feed something in, if you need to grab something out. Oftentimes when we're serging, we just need something small to hook something with, and that's what this is perfect for. And then it does come with A surgical seam ripper. That is the word I was looking for earlier when I was talking about a seam ripper. But once again, it has different blades. You put it on, it is crazy sharp. It does a great job if you're trying to get, if you accidentally serged it wrong and you need to take those stitches out, which I know would never happen to any of us. Perfect tool for that. So it's coming with that whole kit as well. So you're getting all of that, everything that you see here, that inspiration guide, the spools of thread, the zest, everything here for only $19.99. Awesome Cyber Monday holiday special on a great Baby Lock serger. This is the lowest price we have ever seen on the Baby Lock Acclaim. Riva, how is the Baby Lock Accolade, which I have next to me over here, how is the Accolade any different? Can you tell us about that?
Thanks a lot, Carmen. We're just having the best time today. This is the Baby Lock Accolade, and this is more than just a serger, and I'm going to show you all about what it does. But let's first talk about what a serger does. Now, if you take a look right here, we have a nice serge stitch on the inside of this little dress. And a serge stitch is what you're going to find as a professional finish inside the garments that you purchase. It cuts and trims the seam allowance off and covers up the raw edge of the fabric all at the same time. So you don't have to make multiple passes with your sewing machine. So this is very, very quick and efficient way to sew. Whether you're quilting or you're sewing garments, you're going to absolutely love it. So let's take a look at how this stitch looks. So here is our seam. It's beautifully finished. It has the nice back to it. But one thing about sergers is that when you stitch with them, if you break a thread, you actually have to thread it in a certain order, but not with this one. I'm going to go ahead and cut that upper looper thread, and I'm going to stitch for a little bit, and now it's not making a stitch anymore. So what I want to do is just come down here, give myself a little bit of thread to work with, but I'm going to flip this down to threading. And that turns the machine into an automatic threading machine. And I'm going to rotate the hand wheel toward me until these little tubes connect, which creates a tunnel that the air is going to pass through, and it's going to send the thread up through the upper looper and out on the other side. No more needing any special tools to try to fish into the loopers. I know a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about there, but I've put the end into the tube that says U, the little hole, that's for upper looper, and I'm going to push this button right here, and when I do, the thread's going to come out on the other side. And here's my thread. Now, to start sewing, I just need to close up my serger and start sewing again. All right, so there it is where I had my thread, cut the thread, and that's where we rethreaded, and it picked right back up and started sewing again. So now a serger is great for knit fabrics. In fact, it does beautifully with knit fabrics. And I'm going to take my little ribbing here and raise my presser foot and get that little guy under there. So there we go here. Now, I'm going to notice it's shorter, so with any time you're doing a neckline, you're going to actually stretch your ribbing and have it match your neckline. And then you get a beautiful stitched seam right there. And the nice thing about a serger is that it stretches and it doesn't pop the seams. So you can put this on over your head and you're not going to pop your seams. Now, another thing that this machine has that's pretty cool is the differential feed. And the differential feed right now is in neutral, and that means it's feeding evenly. Now, what is differential feed? If you take a look over on the left-hand side, you may be able to see that there's actually two separate feed dogs here. There's a set in the front and one in the back. And the differential feed allows you to adjust the speed at which those two work. So if I put it all the way down here, it's actually going to go into the machine slower than it goes out the back. So it's going to stretch. So maybe you want to do a lettuce edge. Maybe we could do that real quick. I'll just send that through and so you can get an idea of what this looks like. And of course you could do this with a rolled hem and it turns out really pretty. Which it would look better, but this is what you're going to get with a lettuce edge. You're going to get that little bit of a ruffle. Okay, if we move it all the way to the top, we're going to get gathering, and that's really awesome. So I'm going to take my one piece of fabric, and then I have this other piece that's longer, and we're going to stitch that. Now, this works really great if you use a gathering foot. I don't have a gathering foot on here right now, just a standard foot, and it's still going to do a great job. So now let's take a look at that, and I've got this nice little gather right here. So now we're ready to go. Now, when you use this every day is if you're using any fabrics that maybe they're stretching too much as you sew, you just adjust this to be exactly how you want it to be. Now let's do a nice little finish on the edge of our ruffle. Let's do a rolled hem. This machine does have a little garage that comes right in there with it that holds your tools, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to loosen up my little stitch right here, my needle. Actually, do the other one here. So I'm going to loosen up my needle right here and take this needle out, and then I'm going to remove that thread, and let me just trim him off. And then we're going to go ahead and sew this. Now, to do a rolled hem, you notice there's no tensions up here, but we don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to flip that switch down and change my stitch length to a nice small one for a rolled hem. And then we're just going to stitch away, and it's going to be a beautiful rolled hem. And that was so easy to do. All we did was flip a switch and take a needle out. Okay, now we have this beautiful rolled hem on the edge of the fabric, and think about how pretty that lettuce edge would be if I had used the rolled hem. Okay, so now let's do something different. I want to use this machine with a cover hem. Now let's take a look, or a safety chain stitch first. Let's take a look at the top of the machine. If you take a look, there's actually 8 spool holders on this machine. And they're labeled chain needle 1, chain 2, chain 3, and then the green is overlock. So basically, the reason why it has all these thread positions is so that you can get the proper placement for your threads. So I put another needle on here, and I'm going to come on and put on the chain looper thread. And I'm going to show you how that works. So first thing I want to do is take that needle I had taken out, and I'm going to put him back into the machine. So I am going to come into my little screw right here and loosen that up and pop him in. All right. Okay, there we go. Tighten that up. And then it's really easy to thread. I'm just going to pop him in here, and then you're going to thread just like you do a sewing machine, up, down, up, and over he comes. And let's just thread him. And it does come with a needle threader too, which is a really handy little tool to use. So there he's threaded and ready to go. All right, so now let's thread this chain looper. Now what the chain looper does, and the thread that we're using, is it's going to give the machine what is called a safety chain stitch. And you're going to find this on the inside seams of your jeans and things like that. So here is our chain looper, and I'm going to take the thread and simply drop it down here behind this little piece right here. And the chain looper, working with that needle, is going to create a chain stitch, hence why it's called chain. But what it does is it will give you that the same type of stitch that's on your dog food bowl bags that you can pull, and it looks like it's cute. It's a little chain stitch. Anyway, I'm going to pop that in here, and then we're just going to thread that. And then I've got my little thread is back here in this side. I'm going to set it back up for sewing, and let's take a look at what that looks like. So we'll start sewing, and I got to put it back to a regular stitch length. So with the chain stitch in, we're going to be able to sew a seam, cut the seam allowance, and cover the edge all at the same time. So take a look at how lovely that works. So we have the covered with the regular serger, then you have the overlock parts here, and then this is the safety chain stitch. You can see that nice heavy stitch on the back. So this is going to give you a really secure seam when you're working with heavy duty fabrics. Now remember, don't worry about all the threads. They're placeholders, so your thread spool is in the exact right spot. Okay, so now in addition to doing the safety chain stitch, this machine, since it has the cover hem capability, can actually give you those professional hems that you see on the t-shirts that you buy and the knit garments that you buy. And one more thing that I want to show you is right here we have the wave stitch. Wave stitch. And this is a feature on the machine that you're going to love, because you just flip a switch and you can do a two-tone seam finish right on your fabrics. It's absolutely fabulous. So this is the Baby Lock Accolade, and it does everything. It does your overcasting, it does your cover hem and your safety chain stitch, and it can even do the wave stitch, and with a flip of a switch you can do a rolled hem. So it couldn't get more easy, since it does do the air threading of the loopers. So this is a machine that you're going to absolutely love. Back to you, Carmen.
Thanks, Riva. I am just amazed by how much this machine does. Like the cover hem, the 5-thread safety, wow, so much. And then the wave stitch on top of it. It really does all of the different things you might want your serger to do. I love how that 5-thread safety and the cover hem really give you those professional results when you're making garments, right? That's how most of our ready-wears are made. You can see it on all of your t-shirts and things. Wow, this is there's just so much. And I am amazed by the price on this machine. So the Accolade is right here, and it comes with a whole bunch of great stuff. And right now, normally this machine is $44.99, and it is on sale right now for $29.99. This is the lowest price we've ever had on the Accolade, particularly when you're getting that air threading, you get the 2, 3, 4 thread over edge, plus you get the chain stitch, you get the cover hem, you get the wave stitch, and all of that with Baby Lock's beautiful air threading. It is pretty awesome. Okay, but what else do we have? So this guy also comes with the free Zest. It also comes with the beautiful Accolade Inspiration Guide that takes you through lots of different tips and techniques and projects, and it shows you all the different ways, like for a certain stitch, how you want to set the machine up, all in color. So easy. Really is a nice addition to a Baby Lock serger. It's also coming with 4 spools of those neutral threads, and of course, the Baby Lock serger tool set. All of this for only $29.99. Amazing, beautiful air threading machine. If you have not treated yourself to an air threading machine, you will be amazed. It is so much easier to use a serger when you're using an air threader, because it's not hard to thread. It's easy. You don't have to stand on your head. It just does it every time. And as you know, I always want those ease of use features, because the easier my machines are to use, the more time I can spend enjoying my craft, sewing, quilting, doing the things that I like to do if I don't have to mess with my machine. So if you need a new serger, this might be the time for you, because we have such great deals on these different air threading sergers. So I told you like 2 breaks ago or something that I was going to give away something for people who are listening. I'm finally going to do it now. Sorry, I missed it on the last time that I was here. But I am giving away 3 of these little sewing machine USBs to people who are watching live. Thank you so much for watching live right now. Really appreciate it. I love the questions and the interaction. It makes it so much more fun for me. And so somewhere here, I have a note of 3 people we picked here. So Betsy B, you are a winner. Tammy Schmier, I hope I said your last name right, you are a winner. And Francis Atkinson, you are a winner. So if I called your name, please email marketing@qualitysewing.com to claim your prize, and you can pick up your very own little USB at one of our store locations, or we can mail it to you if you don't live locally. So thank you so much. And then for those of you who are not watching live, and even if you are watching live, you can like, comment, and share to be entered to win more prizes. We're giving away a Baby Lock Zest. We're giving away one of these beautiful Aero Quilt thread sets. And we are giving away this lovely Floriani tool set. So all of these things, by like, commenting, and sharing, either on YouTube or Facebook, you are being entered to win. So please comment, share it with your friends, and we will enter you to win one of these prizes, and we will be giving these prizes away on Wednesday. All of our Cyber Monday deals are only valid today, Monday the 27th, and tomorrow, Tuesday the 28th. They have a very short amount of time because Cyber Monday is normally one day, but we've been able to have our sales extended for 2 days to give you time to act, to give you time to give us a call. You can call our 800 number. You can go to our website and shop all of these different items. You can come into any one of our 10 store locations in Western Washington. Or give our stores a call. Everything is on sale for this holiday season, and we have great low prices and great bundles with so many machines. Reva and I have just picked some of the highlights, and I think we have 2 left to show you. So Reva, tell me all about the Baby Lock Victory Serger.
Thanks again, Carmen. This is the Baby Lock Victory Serger, and it is absolutely wonderful. And if you don't have a serger, this is an excellent one to have. It has air threading, and it even has a needle threader. So we're going to show you how the threading works. But first, what does a serger do? Well, a serger will trim your seam allowances and then sew the overcasting stitch and sew your seams at the same time. So it's going to save you time. So instead of sewing your seam and then trimming it and then sewing an overcasting stitch, then it's going to do everything all at one time at a fast rate of speed. So, and if you don't know what a serger stitch looks like, look inside your clothes, inside your pant legs or your shirts. That is a commercial style stitch that finishes up your garments. So now let's take a look at how this little guy works. So when we're threading him, I've got the needles threaded, but I don't have the loopers threaded. So it has, for a 4th thread, I'm going to use 2 needles, and then there's an upper looper and a lower looper. And these loopers actually weave the thread around the edge of the fabric so it doesn't fray, which is really cool. But what's great about this machine is that it is air threading, which is even better. Most sergers, you have to thread them in a certain order, and if you don't, then heaven's sakes, they just won't make a stitch. So what makes this different is that the loopers here actually connect to with a tube. So I'm going to just push that, and let's rotate, and now the tubes are closed. So now I have an air tunnel that's going to take the thread from here and come out on the loopers over here. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull this down, and this is my lower looper on the right hand side. And what I want to do is just make sure that it is in the channel there, and I'm going to move my lever over to the lower looper, and pop the thread into that little hole, and then we're going to, oops, stuck to me, into this little hole. And then we're going to use this little lever right here, which is will give it a pump of air. If I can get my fingers to coordinate, that would be good. There we go. All right. So then I just pump that, and my thread has come out right here. So that one's ready to go. Now I'm going to do this other looper here. So I want you to see it on this other side here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure that my thread is taut, and then I'm going to insert this guy into the hole for the upper looper, and I'm going to slip my lever over to the upper. And then if you look right here where my looper is, and I push the little guy down, my thread just shoots right over the top, and now it's ready to sew. So I want to open up my little tunnels, close it off, and then we can just sew our fabric together. And so you're going to love using a serger because it is going to cut and sew all at the same time. And look at that beautiful stitch that it did all at one time. Now, if you would like to sew with knits, this is a perfect machine to use for knits because you can sew on a knit fabric, you can sew ribbing on, whatever you want to stitch, but it's going to allow you to have stretch so you can still get that t-shirt on over your head without popping all the stitches. So I'm going to get that started. You notice that the little ribbing is shorter than my actual neckline, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a pull. And there we have our little neckline, and it's perfectly done and has a great stitch. Now, with the Victory, you can do stitches more than just your standard stitches like your necklines and seams. You also can do rolled hems, and all you do is flip this little switch over and you can do a rolled hem. So there isn't much you can't do with this serger, and it is fabulous to have. And you can even quilt with it if you want, because you've got about a 1/4 inch seam right there, and then you'll have no messy strings on the back side of your quilts. So this is the Baby Lock Victory. It's our best-selling serger, and you're going to absolutely love it.
Hi, everybody. Wow, the Victory is pretty amazing. It is one of our top selling sergers, and that's because it packs a ton of value. Get ready for this. This beautiful air thread serging is only $14.99. You heard me right. That is an amazing deal for a Baby Lock air thread serger. $14.99, pretty phenomenal. And right now it is coming with 4 spools of the neutral threads here, and it's coming with that beautiful inspiration guide. Many of the Baby Lock products come with an inspiration guide. And you know, the other thing that we have not been mentioning that comes with all of the Baby Lock products is the 60 Day Loves of Sewing. And so, or Love of Knowledge, I think is what it's called. And that is actually a class. You can go, you register your machine after you get it, and then you can go to Baby Lock's website, and they have tons of different beautiful videos. And they can take you all through how to use the machine. There's hundreds and hundreds of videos on Baby Lock's site, and you get 60 days membership for free with any Baby Lock machine, and it's really helpful. The other thing, and sometimes people are still intimidated by sergers, even though the air threaders are so easy, but at Quality Sewing, if you go to our YouTube channel, which you might be there right now, we have a ton of learn to use videos. So learn to use your serger, learn to use your sewing machine. We want to make sure that you know how to use the machine you purchase from us. We also offer classes on how to use the machines in our local store locations if you live close by. But I love that we have the YouTube channel, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm sewing at 9 o'clock at night, and it's super handy that I can just go on to Quality Sewing and check out some information that I might need. So right now, all of our Cyber Monday deals are going all day today, the 27th, and tomorrow, the 28th. And we have great deals like this Victory that's only $14.99 with all of these bundle items. There are so many different things that have a low price right now, plus a great bundle, which makes it the best time to buy. You are going to be getting such a good value because of all of these great holiday price drops. So I have a few more notions I'm going to talk about, and then we have one more machine, and then we're going to wrap it up. But everything that we have been talking about, you can find at your local Quality Sewing and Vacuum store, or you can find it on our website, qualitysewing.com. If you go to our homepage and click the Black Friday banner, Cyber Monday. Thank you. My team's like, Carmen, wrong thing. Cyber Monday banner, you will go to our landing page where we have all of the things that we have talked about on sale there at the special promotional pricing. But I wanted to tell you about a couple more notions that I have on sale. One, this Panasonic Freestyle iron. Okay, I love this iron so much because it is super handy. It is cordless when you're ironing with it. The base right here plugs in, and it actually also has a little lid, which is super handy because it's super portable. You can take it anywhere, but it's so great when I was talking earlier how I like to be able to turn and cut. I also like to be able to turn and press. And this iron is really easy for that because it can sit on your ironing pad. You don't have the cord in your way. You can just turn and press. These are normally $159 and they are on sale for $119, and we have a couple of different colors. I think the one on the landing page is the white one here with the blue color, but the Panasonic irons, Freestyles, are really great. It's so lovely that they're cordless and they work. They are awesome. Another thing that I hadn't talked about yet is the Floriani Tapestry of Curiosity. I think that's what it's called, thread set here. This thread set has 10 beautiful colors. They are special edition colors. They're very vibrant and gorgeous. They're regularly $59.99, on sale for $39.99. We also have the beautiful Disney thread set, which can be a nice addition. to anyone's thread collection. If you have a Disney machine, this is normally $149 and it's on sale for $99 for all of these beautiful Disney threads. And finally, I have this beautiful, this is a great, just a standard sewing thread. And we have this on sale right now as well at a very good price. And you get all 28 colors of the Mettler thread. The price is so good, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but if you go to the website, you will find it. 44 people are telling me. $44.99, look at that. I got a team of helpers here. But this is great regular sewing thread, 28 colors, beautiful, high quality thread. So those are some fun things we have going on as well. So we have one more really fun item, and we're going to kick it over to this video so you can learn more. If you like garment construction and you want to be able to do more of it, this product is going to help you out. So check out the brand new Ditto. Isn't that amazing? I love the Ditto. I love this idea of just waking up Saturday morning, because how many of you have a lot of fabric? I'm sure none of you have very much fabric, but I love the idea of Saturday morning waking up and be like, hey, I just want to make a quick shirt. So I go and find some fabric, and then I just flip through the Ditto app and I find what I want. It projects the pattern for me. I just cut it out and I sew it together. No messing with paper patterns. You can now also use other PDF patterns with the Ditto projector. So if you already own a lot of PDF patterns, you can put them right into your Ditto and project them and cut them perfectly. Super easy. And right now the Ditto is on sale for only $3.99. And you can see it's a very large box here. Really great deal for the holidays. This is the lowest price we have seen on this beautiful projector garment construction cutting system. There's all sorts of cool things you can do with it. So hopefully that video gave you just a little bit of an idea. But like with anything we have been talking about, give us a call, come into one of our store locations, and we can answer all of your questions. So we have gone over a lot of different machines. There are so many different things that are on sale right now for Cyber Monday, okay? So we have sergers on sale. We have sewing machines on sale. Everything that we have talked about here has a really great price drop. So not only does it have this great price drop, meaning that it is the lowest price of the year for this product, but we also have bundle items with almost everything. So check it out. You can look at it on our website. You can shop there. If you go to our homepage, you can go to the Black Friday banner. Now, why do I keep saying Black Friday? It is Cyber Monday. It might be that we've been talking for a while, and this is just what happens. You can go to our Cyber Monday banner, and we have all of these specials. When you go to that banner, you can click on it and it will take you to a landing page that has all of the different things that we are talking about. And we even have more specials than what we were able to fit in to this 2-hour presentation, right? There's so many things. So if you've been dreaming of a new machine for the holiday season, this might be the week for you. We have great deals and bundles with most of our machines. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. We are giving away a Baby Lock Zest, this beautiful thread set, and the Floriani tool set. All of these things we are giving away if you like, comment, and share. We will give them away on Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching live. If you have questions, please reach out to us. These are the best deals of the year right now, and they expire Tuesday at the end of the day, Tuesday the 28th at midnight.